Hey guys, welcome to Mixed Media Salad, a channel created for you by you. I am your host, Ronnie McBride. And today's focus is going to be how to create a template for exporting various sized images. Okay, this is a common technique that some of you may be interested in. Some of you actually may be familiar with if you're using a tool like Sketch for UI development. And so today, what we're going to do is we're going to take a app icon specifically for the iOS platform and export the various sizes that are needed for the various methods of being displayed. There's the iTunes icon, there's the app icon that's on the phone, and then there's also these various sizes that you need for Retina displays. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to set up this document so you can do that. So to start with, I'm using an image that I use in my online course at Udemy, which basically goes through the Affinity Designer application and kind of shows you how to take a sketch and bring it all the way through an illustration. But there's also a lot of great workflow tips in there. There's also a lot of tips that will help you get a better understanding of how to use Affinity Designer, and I go through the entire application in that course. Okay, so you definitely want to check that out. That's my shameless plug, and you can catch a link down below. Moving on, this image, I basically created a file first, and that file needed to be 1024 by 1024. And my generic iTunes icon shape is something like this, okay? And so what I did is I took my original art and I placed it within this document. And the way I placed it is by going to File, Place, and then click the original art, okay? And then you just go ahead and you drag and you kind of get it to the size that you want. Now, the important part is it wasn't this particular shape. It was a very organic shape, okay? So I just want you guys to know that. But to be able to confine it to the actual icon dimensions with these curves, what I did was I took that image and I placed it under the shape that I drew out. Okay. And so what that does is takes the original shape and it makes it a mask. So I can actually make this any size that I want. Right. And I can actually go back in here and move this image around within that. Okay. Once I did that, I exported and saved it and I created a new document. Right, so I'm just going to go ahead and just delete that. Don't even need it. So now I have my new document, and I placed my new art, which is that Flint icon, which has all the nice curves and everything, within this document. Once I did that, I made copies of that particular imported file, okay? And after I placed it the one time, otherwise, I would be hand placing each one of these, and it might be a little bit different. Okay, so what I did is I actually copied it and pasted across these multiple dimensions, and then I went down here into my transform settings, and then typed in the pixel dimensions that I needed that shape to be. Okay. Once I was done with that, I went ahead and turned off my background, and you'll understand why in a minute. And I went up to my export persona. In my export persona, I set up a few slices, and they are all of the same dimensions, 1024, the 180, of course, 120, 152, 176, okay? And I made sure that it, encompassed all of my image. And as you can see here, these checkerboards, when I turned off the background, basically is showing the background of the document, and that means it will be transparent there. If I want to keep that transparency, I have to make sure that I export the file as a PNG specifically for this particular task, okay? Now, once I've done that, and I've renamed everything, I will check off all these icons here besides the background because I don't need to export the complete document. Actually, and I said background, but I mean the complete document here. I turned that off and I checked 1x and 2x and 3x resolution, so it exports those sizes for Retina displays as well too. And once I hit export, if I go in here to export files, you can see I've already exported here those icons. So those are the various icons. Okay. This is now completely set up. I could save this as my final template for exporting this icon, put it away. Next time I can make a copy of the same document, okay, open it up. It'll have this image and everything, but we're going to do something a little bit different. What we're going to do is we're going to click here on this icon, which they all say the same thing because it's a copy of the same exact thing. And what we'll do is we'll go up here and say edit document. Now, what happened was the original image that I placed is now embedded and is a part of this document. So if I even deleted the original image, it's still embedded in here. Okay. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that any changes, if you're making a new icon, you place it in this document the same way that I showed you before. Okay. So these are all the parts of the image that I imported before. And I'm just going to make a change because what happens is once you make changes within this embedded document and you update it, it's going to show up in your original document. So let me just show you. This is just a simple color adjustment that I applied here by using the adjustments. And I'm going to change it to this kind of greenish teal color. Okay. Now, once I've done that, if I go back, you'll see that it's updated this file. Now, there's a little bug in here, and it may be fixed by the next revision. But basically what the bug is you can see once I zoomed in and zoomed out, it refreshes the screen. So it updated all the images. Okay. So again, if I went back to that file and, I choose another color, say this pinkish color here, that update is live. Plus, I'm going to zoom in by hitting Command plus and minus, and there you go. That update is made. Okay, so again, like I said, that's just a little bug that may be fixed by now. But one thing that's interesting is when you go to the export mode, that update actually is updated in the layers and updated here as well without having to refresh. Because look, as you can see, my icons are not relating to what's happening on the screen here, so that might confuse you. These are the original colors. Okay, so if that happens, you guys know now why that's happening. Okay, so inside my export area, I basically placed my slices. I renamed everything here, and then I did the 1, 2, and 3 export resolutions and exported everything out. Okay, so hopefully that was clear to you guys. Hopefully that made sense. If you have questions, definitely put them down in the comments. And also check out my course. If you're new to Affinity Designer, you really want to get up to speed pretty quickly. I have about 5 hours of content now, and it's growing because I do regular updates on that content as well. Again, my name is Ronnie McBride. This is Mixed Media Salad, a channel created for you, by you. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe and like this video. Thanks again, guys.
If you like this video, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to receive 50% off my training, make sure you sign up at mixedmediasalad.com.